Bangladesh's young left-arm spinner Rakibul Hassan dealt the telling blow in his 10th and final over. The spinners for Bangladesh simply exceptional. Will bring Akram Ali Keel to the wicket, who's not known as a big hitter by any stretch. He's usually an accumulator, a slow starter too. He doesn't have the time to afford that luxury because it's the best part of 11 per over now. After this over from Rakibul with just one from it thus far, I'm surprised not to see Sharifuddin Ashraf up the order.
Afghanistan have been fairly rigid with their tactics. You need to be adaptable.
That has turned big way. Rakibul Hassan can't believe it. We've given us a wide. Not sure what that's come out. Bit of glove or the forearm.
Very good.
Giving us runs, so Ali Keel is off the mark. Afghanistan leaving it all to do against the remaining overs of seam.
Wicketkeeper batter is played for Afghanistan test in ODIs, and he's just 22 years of age.
Sharp turn and offer again as Rakibul Hassan rounds out an outstanding spell. 10 overs, 2 for 30 for him, 42 in the books, 2-2-1 for 4. Two Group G games remain in this ACC Men's Emerging Teams Asia Cup. Nepal will take on UAE, both looking for their first win from this very ground in the day game at 10 AM. And the greatest rivalry returns with this latest incarnation, Pakistan A versus India A, the one that will draw in the mega millions of viewers to the Star Sports coverage. And many more eyeballs around the world at 2 PM, the day-night clash from the Prima Dasa. And as we really drift towards the end of daylight into the last hour now before the sun will set, we've got a thriller in our hands. Afghanistan, they need something special from Basir Shah and Ikram Ali Keel and maybe Sharifuddin Ashraf to come. It's 11 and over exactly as Tanzim returns. This tactic of bowling into the pitch seems to be the go-to effort from the Bangladeshi seamers in this death series of bowling now.
He's not the quickest of bowlers, but he bowls it closer to the bat, doesn't give too much of width. That's the reason he's able to restrict the batter. The direction has to be good when you drag it in short.
Into the slot, but it cannons into the stumps. You might think of a second after the ricochet, but won't quite get there.
This was the wicket of the Afghanistan skipper. Rakibul picking up the wicket in the last over. Beaten neck and crop was the left-handed batter. Classic dismissal of the ball squeezing through the gap. And in the other game at the Premadasa Stadium, Sri Lanka have finished with 259 for 8 in their allotted 50 overs. Well, Oman set the cat among the pigeons.
They could well. And all eyeballs now here on the Pisara. Oh, good footwork. Well, we saw a 1-2 or a tiki-taka earlier from the opening batter, Mohammad Naeem for Bangladesh. Again, the football skills come out. This time it's Tanzim.
Yes, he's not really giving too much of pace. That's why the drive, even though it was played well of the previous delivery by Shaw, it did not really travel as fast as he thought it would.
Again, bowled into the wicket. The timing, the rhythm, and the quality of ball striking for the Afghan batters has just deserted them again after a flurry in the 38th, 39th. They're right up against it now.
Looks very unnatural for the wicket-keeper batter, Ali Kil. And power game is not his forte from what little I've seen of him. He's more of a guy who works the ball around, nudges it around.
And I think he's given it away. In the hunt for runs, he simply lowered his head and walked off. He knew that it had put it into his glove. And this tactic from Tanzim of bowling short, well, it's reaped rewards. Afghanistan A getting themselves into a muddle. They've lost too quickly.
Absolutely no pace at all. It's not easy to play a pull shot, and that to play a big shot, as essayed by Ali Kil. The net result was that it lodged into the gloves of the wicket-keeper. That's the end of Ali Kil for 1. And Afghanistan 222 for 5.
Final 2 games in progress. They're over at the innings break at the Premadasa. So I think even the Sri Lanka players and some of the Omanis will be taking a little peek in at the coverage and seeing what's going on here at the Pisara. All eyes now on this historic venue that hosted Sri Lanka's first ever test match back in the 80s. One of the only venues in Asia that the great Sir Donald Bradman played at in 1948. We were treated to all that history and heritage. Is there a match for the ages in the offing? Sharifuddin Ashraf's going to need to do something very special to do so. 43 have been bowled. It's 2-2-2 for 5.
In progress, Bangladesh A versus Afghanistan A, but it's the Sri Lanka game also attracting attention. Sri Lanka finishing their innings at 259 for 8 in their allotted 50 overs. Well, they fought hard. Afghanistan trying to come back into the game, but in the process they've lost a couple of wickets. It's going to be tough work for the remaining batters. Get those 87 runs. Tanzim 2 for 41. With his tail up. Mondol now taking over. He's been the weak link. That's going to be a wide, just outside those lines. Maybe the batters will take on Mondol, who's in his 8th over rather.
Twelve wides and 2 leg byes. If this was a T20, you'd fancy your chance of the 5 wickets in hand, say 2-3 big overs. You were right there. It won't be easy on the surface to hit those big shots, especially when you're targeting the bigger side of the ground. So they can actually go, Shamim, and try to focus on hitting the ball big when it's being bowled from the end where it's being bowled right now to the right hander, because that's the smaller part.
Yeah, and they've got to think it like a T20 match. That's the way to go about it. We saw the fall of the wicket. And as I said, Irfan Mondal, the weak link, still require 12, almost 12 and a half per over. It's going to be a tall task. But why not go for it? Go for the big shots. Play cameo. just the sluggishness of the wicket, not allowing the pace that the batters need to go for the shot or use the angles and use the pace of the ball to garner the runs. Managed to choke them in the middle part of the innings. That's where I think Afghanistan A just faltered, and it's always been there trying to play catch up since then, despite that effort in the last like 7 or 8 overs when they've done a good job.
Back up.
So if Bangladesh A win this one, which should be the case, unless we have some special performance with the bat coming up. And at R. Pramadasa, Sri Lanka beats Oman, then we are down to net run rates in this group, which is Group A. We can actually see, I know we can't show it on the camera, but I can actually see the lights of R. Pramadasa in the horizon, and they're on. Here it's getting a bit dark as the clouds are coming in and covering up the diminishing light. We still have 5, 6 overs to go. Should be all right in terms of light.
You have this knack of mentioning that we're behind the clouds and suddenly the sun breaks through. I remember earlier today you said it was bright and sunny and there was an immediate cloud cover. 80 runs, 37 balls to win it from. Ripon Mondal has been good with the slow Yorkers. It's the perfect balls to bowl at the depth. He's trying to redeem himself after being really taken apart. There he goes again. This time he gets behind the line. There's protection and deep. The fielding generally has been pretty good from the Bangladesh A team. 44 done, 230 for 5. Bahir Shah has done well, 37 of 36. Sharafuddin Ashraf, well, still new to the middle, so he'll really not get a time to get a sighter in and get a feel of things. He's got to chance his arm and get a move on, take a few risks. Keep on saying that right to the Afghan innings, but that's been the scenario with the Bangladeshi bowlers really tightening the knots, bowling diligently. Tomashaka 1 for 53 has been a tad expensive.
See, 50 overs is 300 balls and you're chasing 309 to win, so that's a little more than a run a ball through the whole phase. And when you come out to chase, you've got to plan the chase accordingly. For the longest time, Afghanistan A kept wickets in hand. For the longest time, they had 9 in hand, then 8 in hand, but they never accelerated. Calling for 2, but just 1 will be there. Some part of the intent, and then, of course, some very disciplined bowling. A mix of that has put this equation in front of us, 78 of 34.
And some attacking fielding must add that to the mix, because the Bangladeshi fielders have been very agile. They've attacked the balls, restricted them from getting the 2s. Slow and slower is the ploy now. Quick run taken. Once again, throw from the deep. Afghan batters will really have to try and generate a lot of bat speed, because they are not being given the pace to work with. Got to manufacture the shots just like that. And a direct throw, it would have been close.
Really slow, loopy, medium paces. Just so tough to put them away. And that too on the bigger part of the ground. That's well done by the keeper. Just putting glove at the half volley and allowing the ball to have its opportunity to hit directly onto the stumps. The length allows him to pull that, but still again finds the fielder Zakir Hassan around there.
They have been out in the ground, Zakir Hassan, a long time with the bat. We're coming to the end of the day, and look at the commitment shown in the deep. Running around quickly, making sure the ball doesn't go over the ropes.
Yeah, look at that. He's just bowling into the pitch. It makes it so difficult to hit that ball. It comes at an odd height. No pace on it. So important as a bowler, understand the conditions. 45 gone, 235 for 5.
.78 from Hassan Akbari, got out early, and then there was a period of play where there's not too many runs coming. Then that momentum shifted till a couple of wickets fell. Sliced up in the air, fielder coming around, thinking of taking the catch. He had to make a decision whether to save the runs or go for the catch, which would have been a little risky. Mondol being given his 9th over, despite the fact that he has been the bowler who they've taken a liking to. Next to bat, not a lot of time for that. Naveed, Ibrahim and Safi.
Full toss. Has he put it away, or will it just go to the fielder? No, it has crossed the rope. Maximum signaled by the umpire.
The struggle continues for Ripon Mondol, trying that Yorker length ball gone. Alright, the length. He has really taken advantage of that one. The low full toss. Still fighting for it. Afghanistan not giving up. Good to see that.
This time he goes straight. Will it be an opportunity for long on? Oh, diving try. Very good try. Eventually he's pushed the ball over the ropes, but I'll give you full marks for that effort.
Just see the expression on his face. He's not happy. He's bowling despite the fact that is given that opportunity. It's just a big shot, one after the other, and he's been really ripped apart by the Afghan batters here. 6 and a 4, 11 already in this over. 3 deliveries left.
This time over extra. Again, an opportunity has been taken this time. Good catch. Good awareness where the boundary is, and absolutely no problems whatsoever for the batter to make that effort. Hit a 6, hit a boundary. It's required right now. Ends up giving a catch at deep cover.
That leaves some pain. That attempted Yorker again going wrong. What a wonderful judgment. Nice on the in the deep there, and realization that the boundary line was closed. Sharafuddin Ashraf goes, caught by Joy, and Afghanistan are 246 for 6.
انت وسجل وبيكون من كده
26 balls remaining, 63 runs to get. This is going to be a tough ask, but they're not giving up. Zahar al Haq Naveed, the right-hander batter, on strike now.
It won't be easy to just come into bat and straight away try and chase 14 and over, especially on the surface. But this over has been good. 12 runs off it and a wicket.
That wicket of Ashraf could have been a 6. It was just a couple of yards either way, but what a good anticipation from Mohammad Hassan Joy and coming across and taking the catch.
There's good areas. Pandal is bowling in. Not much room to squeeze it out for a boundary. 46 overs gone. It's 248 for 6. Pandal has been expensive. 9.3 runs and over in his 9, 1 for 84. Most economical has been Shaq Mahdi. 10 overs, 2, none for 33. No wickets for him, but he's made sure that he doesn't allow the Afghanistan batters to score freely. You see the follow wickets, apart from the first one, they had a good partnership. Second fell at 116, but the pace has been slow. Coming back for the second. Good running.
Yeah, they've got to do that. They've got to try and run for their lives at the moment. It's heading towards that, what seems to be a little elusive with a short-range delivery from Saqib. It's been played away. Good call. Made it quite comfortably, despite the fact that Akbar Ali just back-flicked that ball onto the wickets. Good awareness on the part of the keeper also. It's just something bothering him as he walks away, and Tanzim Saqib has to walk back. 2 for 43 has been impressive. He's the only pacer really been troubling the batters early on. You could see even with Mondol bowling and also Tanzim, both of them deliberate effort to hit the deck hard and also ensure that the ball slows down, rolling the fingers back to the one, not giving any kind of pace for the batters to work with.
That's well bowled.
It's a difficult art. I mean, it seems that you think that you're going to bowl the slow ball bounces, but just the control, and you know that the batters are going to take you on. So you're rolling your fingers at the same time you're trying to ensure it's a sort of semi-short pitch delivery. And once you sort of go into the arc of the batter, he's going to put you away. That's a very good-looking shot.
It just becomes a touch easier when you know that the batter's mindset is just pre-programmed for a big hit. You can put in a slow one. Now this time had pace on it and it was slightly fuller. So he just went through the line and slogged it over mid-wicket. Yeah, the slower one. Timing is missing on that occasion. Allows Joy to cut it off. But still, they complete 2. This is exactly what was required halfway or 30th over mark, just to push it a little bit.
That's when Rakibul and Sheikh Mahdi were stifling the batters, not really allowing them to go through with the runs. And that's the period I feel that Afghanistan had lost the momentum. Since then, they've been trying to play catch-up.
Pulls this one for a boundary. One bounce into that square leg fence. It's been a good over once again. 13 off it. 261 for 6. Calling for 2. And they should complete that. Nicely done. So exactly what they need is 16 and over. Previous over, they extracted 13. If they can repeat that, you might have an over with 20 required. You never know. It'll be an interesting over. He's gone expensive, 86, 1 wicket. So this over can be the one where Afghanistan will try and squeeze their way further, closer to that score. Nicely done. Again, pushing hard. They want the second. This is the bigger side of the ground. And they complete it at ease.
Running has been tremendous in the last few overs. Got a few boundaries interspersed with the 2s. 49. This is excellent from Bahir Shah. Look at that Yorker length ball. It just angled the bat end. Quick run taken. Good response. Running to the danger end. Putting the pressure on the fielders. Suddenly you feel that with them sort of closing in, the Bangladeshi bowlers under some duress. Feeling has to be tight. Not going to be an easy sailing.
And gets a single. That's his 50. Bahir Shah gets a well-deserved 50. Job's not done yet. But he's come and kept Afghanistan in the chase with a 47-ball half century.
This has just been what Afghanistan needed. Someone to get a move on, to steady the rocking boat. Only 3 boundaries. It's not been a blistering paced innings, but it's been so crucial to hold it together and try to go for the target.
Oh, that's a bad ball. It took that outer part of the bat. It's gone for a boundary. And that makes it 9 of the over with 2 balls to go.
I cannot understand the thought process of the captain, Saif Hassan, keeping Mondal on despite the fact that he's been thrashed around right from the word go. He's never looked confident. Look at the balls he's offering. Freebies at this time. He's going to put pressure on Bangladesh A. Just not the right tactics.
That's a good ball. His problem is he's only operated 5 bowlers, and which means everyone will bowl their 10. He has to finish his quota, whether he bowls now or the last over.
Yeah, that's a calculation that we know Mahmood Hassan Joy was used in the previous game against Oman A, and somewhere in the region of the 35th over, he could have brought in just to fill up for some of the overs that he might not have given to Mondol. At least he's coming to the end of his spell. He wants to finish with a good delivery.
Good end to the over. 9 coming off it. It's 39 runs required of 12. 270 for 6. Oman A need 260 in the 50 overs. And this game is just 2 overs away to get done. And the equation, 39 required of 12. Shami Sarkar in his last. And just not getting underneath it for that big hit.
Intelligently bowled. Shoma Sarkar has mixed his balls very well. The experience that he has tells him that the situation warrants slower deliveries, but accurately bowled. Can't afford to give them the long hop to tonk it over the top.
Gone up in the air. The keeper should take it. The glove man is the safest hands out there. And that's the end of Izarul Naveed. Wicket number 7 falls. Gets Bangladesh A closer to a win.
And that might be the last nail in the coffin for the Afghanistan A team. Once again, that tennis ball bounce really pitched low, and he tried to poke it away, attempted to do it. Simple take for Akbar Ali. Give Shoma Sarkar a wicket. Zarul Haq Naveed gone for 15. That's 271 for 7.
It's a matter of last 10 balls in this match. Zia Akbar, the new batter in, he's on strike. And offering nothing in terms of pace. The keeper collects it on the second bounce, and that's the way to go about.
It's been good. The slow balls really on a regular basis, particularly from Shoma Sarkar. We saw Ripon Mondol trying it, but it went a little awry. And look at the length. It was almost in his own half. Shortness of the ball, this one climbing up. It's pretty high. That's an inquiry, a polite inquiry. Eventually says, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said how's that to that one, which was striking the batter in the midriff.
Square cut that one. Stopped. Well done down there by Rakibul. 2 more minus from that required runs on the board.
Had that superb fielding once again. Rakibul had to cover a lot of ground. Shoma Sarkar keeps on bowling them short, keeps on getting that tennis ball bounce, and the batter has to wait. Generate pace on the bat and to get it away.
Excellent over. Last over now coming up with 35 required. It's 274 for 7. So if Bangladesh wins this, which they should, they'll get their 4 points and also keep that healthy net run rate and be secure. Afghanistan will not have too much of a dent on that net run rate that they have, depending how they finish in this over. That's hit clean. Now that's what they've been trying to do for a long time here. It was right underneath that bat.
Yeah, Tanzim just offering the pace. We're talking about not giving any kind of pace to the batters to work with. This time round, it was in the slot and immediately blasted away into the deep. So a good start to the over for Afghanistan A, still needing 29 runs of the remaining 5 balls. Tanzim has got to keep his cool. Not afford to get carried away, just do the basics right.
This time just opening the face, is going to get out. Yes, that's a good catch. Came rushing to the ball and just in time. Right into those hands. Another wicket falls. Wicket number 8 walks back to the dugout.
He likes taking catches in the deep, doesn't he? Judged it to a nicety. Zia Akbar caught again by Mahmoud Al Hassan Joy for 6. 280 for 8. The look at the catch, slices it, doesn't have the distance, and is going forward. Judged it perfectly. Thank you very much. Well done. That's what all the fielding has been about in this outing in the middle for Bangladesh. 280 for 8.
Cut away. We get 2 again. Big boundaries on that side of the ground.
Zakir Hassan and Mahmoud Al Hassan Joy, 2 youngsters patrolling that area very well, covering a lot of acreage. Ibrahim Abdul Rahim Zai, right-handed batter. What can you expect with 3 balls remaining, 27 runs? All over about the shouting. Wild swing is the call of the day, but intelligently after the first delivery, Tanzim has slowed down his pace. That has resulted in the wicket, that has resulted in the dot ball. The last 2 balls of the innings coming up.
Yeah, it'll be a wide. Just marginal, just outside that allowed zone. Correct call from the umpire.
Touch and go. Just about there. Batter was moving to the offside too. Oh, Tanzim looked inquiringly back at the umpire so as to bowl 2 more deliveries.
Excellent bowling. Full and wide outside the off stump. It's been a long day out. It's been warm, hot, and we've had full 100 overs today. That last ball will complete 50 overs aside, with Bangladesh A emerging as the winning side. Again, this time gets bat onto it, otherwise could have been a wide. Ends with a boundary at extra cover. So what Afghanistan A managed in their 50 overs is 287 for 8. They needed 309 to win, which means after that boundary, the margin of victory is 21 runs for Bangladesh A, and they've grabbed their much needed 2 points, and they remain secure in the tournament.
They do indeed, but Afghanistan have fought hard. The Afghanistan A team have not given up. They've got pretty close, 21 runs. Bangladeshis will be exceedingly happy. Started off with a loss against Sri Lanka, but here Bangladesh A winning by 21 runs, and every possibility that they're going to go and play in the finals. Still have to wait for the result of that game at Premadasa, but they look to be in a